guys and gals, Omega here, bringing you some more ties in Numenera. Now, essentially, if you remember in the last episode, we need bodyguards, mercenaries technically. We got one, but we need two more. We're also in the kind of like the throws. I forget how actually you want to like write that word. Oh, my bad. Pressing the wrong buttons here. We're in some side quests. That's basically the gist of it. We need the mercenaries for Belazar and the Beast. Like, this is why we need the gist of it. This is why we need the mercenaries for them. But we also have Borrowed and Lost. We have to find this book. I'm assuming it's like a later thing. I have to look it up. And then we have Shaky Foundations, where we have to sneak into the Steel Lair, or we can convince our way in there, if I'm correct, and steal their eggs. We also can fight our way in too. Like, that's not above like what I want to do. I really don't want to fight our way in if I can help it. So, where are these mercenaries? I want that. I want mercenaries. I had a major brain fart there.
Standing around is kind of nice. Relaxing.
Alright, here we go. So. So there, like I said, there's three mercenaries. We have Varanoth. We need to get to Boso and Aiden. Except for Aiden, we have the best in 3 times in the martial arts speed check, and that's going to be kind of a moment, you know what I mean? But, like I said, you know, there's that. Baron Sarai. Jesus Christ, we'll just call it freaking Sarate. We're going to focus on this quest right now, because there's no time limit to a lot of these quests. So... Best creature moves over you, a scent like lightning, and underground cavern washes over you. It reminds you of nothing so much as curiosity. It chitters and rumbles, waving its large claws. I only see one, but thank you. Through an expressive dance. Something about these smells. Sorry, I'm eating sunflower seeds at the same time. Something about these smells, sounds, and gestures seems familiar. A niggling... I pardon you? What? Sure, the word we were looking for is nagging, but whatever. Itch in the back of your mind. Actually, is that a fucking real word? I ain't gonna look this up. Give me 1 second, people. Oh, it is an annoyance. That's literally means. Okay. I stand corrected. It is a word, but I'm going to use the word nagging because it sounds a little too crazy. In the back of your mind. At least you remember the taxonomy now. This is a Stitchus. A huge burrowing insectoid. What kind of drugs you gotta be on to come up with half these names? I'm just gonna throw that one on right now. It points to itself and says Chiquette. It follows with another stream of high-pitched noises. What can you tell me about this place? It looks at you intently, and then its spatulate fingers begin a slow and careful dance. The sounds it makes are slow chitters that rise and fall in pitch, accompanied by the smell of ozone. Good rock full of electricity. What do you think of Pelii? It just seems discombobulated for a moment. Who? Then it thinks a little more. Then it sprays out a blast of pheromones, and you smell the sharp tang of acid and weakened stone. It smells like distrust. Tell me about the Stitcha. So Stitcha, it must be plural for stitches. It scrabbles briefly against the wall, and a bit of lightning flares about the crown of antennae on its head. Its shoulders shrug, and you smell dust. You almost have the sense of the language, the structure, the feel, the sound, and scent. The itch in your mind intensifies. You can feel the memory of the Stitch's language waiting to reveal itself. You know, yeah, we're gonna try to remember. Oh my God, we got a 20% chance. Oh God damn! Holy shit! All right, boys. All right, better roll those d20s. We probably not succeeding. Nope, we suck. Can't use that, unfortunately. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, guys. We'll be fine. I've come to ask you to stop digging underneath the city. Chiquette waves its arms around, and the air fills with the scent of a slow-growing fungus. You think it says, why? More incomprehensible chittering follows, and then it speaks slowly and carefully. Not learn us speech, not work us. No, not now, we dig. Yeah, I could make some arguments. Well, I'm just gonna check something. I know it sounds weird, but I quick save it. Yeah, is this my quick save? Alright, check. So I'm just checking something. The reason I'm checking it is because I really don't want to have to fight these guys. Not that they're hard fight. It's just they're annoying. Like, they're insects. I hate fighting insects. Insects are creepy. Alright, now what I want to do, alright. Does that have a... Yeah, okay, this one's lower. I was looking for my actual stage slot. So, this quest is kind of weird because you can like not resolve the quest sleep and like people will die. So this one kind of is actually time sensitive. So, where the hell is the mapper? Because it says we can negotiate. And we can ask the mapper. So. Okay. So he actually... Can we open up like a bigger map, by the way? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. You tell me what Stitch up. More about them. Talk another question. Just gonna do it again. He's probably gonna do it. Yeah, okay. What do you think of Pele? He says who? Don't trust him at all. What you tell me about the place? Good rock for electricity. Yes, and shins. What do the Stitch need shins for? Which various things on your belt in person, and you think it's telling you that it's to buy items from a human? So there are two sides to this quest, by the way. So there is a part called Hidden Enemy. I think it's this one. Oh no, never mind. It's later on, or it's a different quest. More questions. Huh. Okay, yeah, we're still going to have the 60%. Off for now. We're gonna check. Do I have something to increase that 60%? Tell. Here's the fog of war in a certain area. Yeah. She has the intellect thing, so it's fine. Alright, yeah, nobody has. I can't do nothing about it. Alright. All I can really do is, like, risk. The 60% again. Nope. Okay, I figured. Yeah, I don't have the affinity skill for it. Damn. Okay, well, we're gonna do one thing here. We'll go back. We're gonna go to the underbelly. Or not to the underbelly, but we are going to go to the actual city. So we're just gonna backtrack. Yeah, see there's the mapper. Alright. I wonder why it only allows me to do two. Like 2 extras, or 3 extras technically. Maybe I'm not talking to it enough. It's Government Square, Cliff Edge, Great Fall Worlds. Alright, I'm gonna check something. Since I haven't slept yet, obviously no one's slept. Truth, the ladder to the underbelly, those equal pathways. I can't shake the feeling that I'm here for no shit. You know. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't lead anywhere. Okay, interesting. Examine the archway more closely. Appears to be dormant, but very much alive. The archway emits a low and constant hum, just at the edge of your hearing, across the top. Illuminated words are inscribed: "The House of Empty Time." So it did not activate that, okay. Obviously there's fires in the underbelly. Nothing over here.
Yes.
ambassador. Well, first we're gonna deal with these mercenaries.
Yes.
Tranquility is the person's name. Assuming it's an inn. God cultist. Ladon. Silver orphan. This royal man turns a golden bespeckled gaze and winning smile on you. He seems a charming enough sort, but it's clear he wants something from you and is perfectly willing to take it. Politely and with absolute guile. First, at last, someone who looks like they can see further than their nose. These Segusites are as observant as rocks. He clasps his hands together, pleading, "Please tell me you've seen a beautiful girl with purple hair. Her name is Persea. She is my beloved, but she suffers from a madness that causes her to fear everything. She can't stop running from imagined dangers. And I've been chasing her for years now, trying to catch her and cure her before she hurts herself. I recently tracked her to Sagus Cliffs, but none of these blind fools can remember seeing her, even though I believe she stayed here for a time." He grips your arm. "Let me give you a description so you will know her. She is heartbreakingly beautiful and wears winged hair combs that float around her head, constantly changing the arrangement of her purple hair. Please, if you see her or hear word of her, return and tell me. My name is Omadon, and I can be most generous. Give me more details." As I said, she has hauntingly beautiful purple hair that floats around her head. On winged combs, her speech may seem confused, so pay no mind to what she says. It is only her madness talked, and when she is returned to me, I will be able to cure her. You are... Okay. What sort of things would she say when she's raving? Almost anything, but one of her more persistent delusions is that I am her enemy. Nothing can be further from the truth. When she is in her right mind, she loves me as I love her. But when her madness is upon her, it is more painful than the truth can say. How did you and her meet? We were at the same grave in the Valley of Dead Heroes, a mutual friend, and sharing stories of our love for that friend, we found that we were kindred spirits and decided we did not want to part when we left the valley. Odd that a place of death can give birth to something so beautiful and undying. Okay, what made her go mad? It is, I believe, some trauma associated with her birth or early life. We found that it could be overcome with love and care and certain medications, but even then, some lapses occur. It was during the last of these that Persea vanished. I've been on her tail ever since. How do you hope to cure it? With love mostly, but also with certain ancient techniques I have learned in my years of study for the cooling and untwisting of fevered and knotted minds. I'm positive that once I am able to isolate her from the corrupting distractions of the world, I will be able to restore her to her true self. Very well. There's a guard. Sailor, explorer, sylph, Murdoch Hobbs, barkeeper. And what's that? Oh, it's no little partner. Cliff's Edge. Okay, last words. Tranquility's rest. Okay, so where's this guy moving up? So Alright, so it's none of these guys. We do get like a lot of side quests, which is kind of nice. This man's brow is creased with worry. He avoids your gaze and his eyes fixed on a point to your left and far away. His trembling, battered fingers pluck at the air. He stares through the chattering customers, the bar, as though he is utterly alone. Stepping closer, you see a thick blue crease running down his throat into the depths of his heavy robes, and orderly rows of azure holes pierce his bony arms from elbow to wrist. Discord, he says as you approach. Scarred melody, too many voices, hurts. Study the man. He does not meet your eyes as you step closer to examine him. Instead, he winces as though your presence is somehow painful to him. You watch him move and track the twitching of his fingertips. You hear a low, vibrating whistle, though it is not coming from his mouth. What are you doing here? Wayfarers bring me broken Numenera. I repair them for pay. I need to eat, he cries, and you don't think you're the target of his anger. The wayfarers thank me, he says, swallowing. They do not know I have remade their Numenera. They do not know they will also be remade. Can you make any of mine? Instead of asking to see your belongings, he looks at you for the first time. His pupils are as dark as space between the stars. No, he says after one moment. His eyes look back to whatever distant, terrible place has so captured his attention. You are wounded, a broken instrument. He has no use for you. No, you are worthy of a broken. What are you staring at? The grand hall, the spiral pinned by broken columns, the visible roof. He tells you, he stops with a gasp and tears roll down his dirty cheeks. He tells me not to share secrets with you. You are not the choir, you are discord. A cold wind coils down from the rooftop, flickering at his tattered robes. Mind you, perception. Suddenly you hear something beneath the flute-like notes of the breeze over the holes in the man's skin. A dry, angry voice speaking the word Akar. Akar, what does it mean? You may as well have slapped the man. White with shock, he doubles over, clutching his chest. Beneath the man's agony, a sense otherworldly indignation and ageless despair, deep as oceans. Great Akar was once the mightiest of cities, and it will rise once more when the choir awakens. His gaze meets yours. The conductor will reward your curiosity and allow me to tell you what I've seen. You need only ask. Wish to know what you've seen. Before my becoming, I found a pit ringed by stone deep in the Arvren wood, broken pillars at the edges. I stepped inside, breathed the dusty air. He pauses, passing a shaking hand over his mouth. I was lost in the grand hall for days, decades, pillars twisting like hallways, spiraling. The ring of bells, whirling chandeliers, listening to the songs of the lost choir. I was an audience, becoming an instrument. Finally I slept, and I woke here, upon the heights. He took my voice, the man says, his eyes dull and distant. But my blood sings. I am becoming. I dream. And I remake Numenera for wayfarers, so they will become and dream as well. And together we will go into the forest, to the ring where the grand hall once stood, and rebuild. What do you think you're becoming? An instrument, he says, swaying. A doorway. Before I remained Numenera, now I wake and find devices the conductor has made for me. He is generous. Look, he says, smiling, pulling aside his robes to bare his bony chest. Countless devices are embedded in his flesh, looping bloodlessly in and out of his ribs, linked by tubes or wire to an opalescent spear at the base of his throat. You said that you dream. What of? Proud, a car at its peak. He says, gaze locked on the distant ruins of the city. Instruments of metal and flesh freeing in the balconies of the great hall. And the conductor, our air, breathing him in forever. Oh, crazy. He's not really actually. This pretty young woman stands unnaturally still, suddenly her large glassy eyes spring to life with a rattle and quickly lock with yours, before just as quickly snapping away. Her skin, as fair as porcelain, is cracked beneath several layers of dirt and faded makeup, and on the side of her neck you see what appears to be a small tattoo of vertical lines with bliss etched at the bottom. For a moment, familiarity overwhelms you, disappearing as a minute shudder runs down your arms. Her gaze snaps back to your face, but not just to your eyes. She's staring at your tattoo. Jerkily, her hand rises to touch around. Well met. I am called Sylph. You note that the slightest pause before she pronounces her name. Her voice has a purring quality under which you can hear the spinning of countless gears. She coughs just once. A small grayish cloud emerges from between her lips. How do you come by that mark? Try to get oh my god, amnesia. You hear an echo of yourself and see in front of you a strange old man, gnarled by time and rabid with expectation, eyes neck withered and sagging. You see the same series of vertical lines etched into his skin, a faded map to a time or a place that no longer exists. An inadmissible period of time has elapsed without an answer. Conclusion, I will rephrase the question. How did you come to have those marks upon your skin? I am the changing God. I created by myself. Hey God, Silver. For a moment, all of her movement ceases. Even the perpetual whirring of internal gears. The sudden silence is unnerving. Though it lasts only a second before she comes back to life, her hands move jerkily toward you, then away again. While inside her head, mechanisms click and whir. Interesting, she says in a voice you don't recognize. She regards you, head tilting to the side, with a series of small ratcheting noises. You hear the observer impression the motion is meant to be flirtatious. I hope you will answer another question for me. God damn. Okay, so I'm going to tell you kind of like what each tide means real quick, because even I wasn't curious. I was curious. I've been getting like different ones. Obviously, I just got silver. So for silver is fame and power. It represents the admiration of power and the desire to leave a mark on history. This tide reflects ambition. Its actions can lead to either creating a lasting legacy for the good of all or becoming a tyrannical ruler remembered for conquest. Goal is charity and empathy. Represents compassion, sacrifice, and helping others. A gold-aligned action is focused on serving others, even at a cost to oneself. However, a person could be motivated by selfish reasons, such as seeking fame for their charity. Indigo is justice in compromise. Represents seeking the greater good and equity for all. An indigo character tends to view life from a broad perspective, making decisions that benefit the whole, but this can lead to an end justifies the means mentality. Yeah, fair. Red Tide, passion and action. Represents emotion, passion, zeal, and living in the moment. While a red tide action can be an impulsive act of good, it can also lead to destructive and tyrannical behavior driven by zealotry. Blue tide, wisdom and reason, represents the pursuit of knowledge, enlightenment, and mysticism. I bit my tongue while I did that. I don't know why. A person can align with the blue tide, or aligned with the blue tide, is interested in philosophy and expanding their mind. However, this could manifest as either a quest for enlightenment or a desire to control others through superior knowledge. So that's your 4 tides. So it says the timbre of her voice changes, dropping an octave to a more eloquent tone. Since you are a admitted God, this old riddle should prove no challenge to you. She clears her throat and begins as if reciting from memory. What comes in with breath and out with a word transmutes upon death, but can't be conferred. Ooh. Actually. Comes in a breath. Alright, good. I'm not trying to remember. The words sound familiar, but something about them is subtly wrong. Just when you think you've grasped the difference, it slips your mind and you're left with her gaze is consciousness. Sylph stares at you for an uncomfortably long time. She raises shaking hands toward you and this time doesn't pull back, her cracked porcelain fingers constricting around your upper arm. It is you, she says fervently in that deep voice. Have you returned to see what better minds than yours have wrought? Wow! Call me dumb. She laughs at the look on your face. It is not a pleasant sound. And to think, all those years ago, you had the audacity to call yourself a god. Look at me. Look at this. She spreads her arms and turns in a circle, clearly intending you to see every angle of her body. This is the pinnacle of a lost civilization. She gloats, the void behind her eyes replaced with fervent, furious madness. My perfect, immortal vessel. And I'm the one who discovered it. Me. I'm sorry? I don't know why you yelling at me. She spits bright green froth that lands in the dust at your feet. Why are you spitting green? That to your help. My methods are beyond your comprehension, and I'm going to make sure they stay that way. The light fades from her eyes as sun has arrived. She blinks at you with a chittering of decaying cogs. Folding her hands in front of her and executing a small bow. I don't know what transpired. Please accept my apologies. Well. Oh, we have a much better chance. 70. We only got 30%. Can't possibly fail. They still fucking failed. God damn it. Anyways. Alright, I don't really have any. %. She can do 60. You can do 80. I'll rather take the 80%. You studied her correct porcelain skin, the way her joints are covered by the seams in her clothing, and what once must have been a remarkable pretty face. You recall a fragment of ancient machine history discovered by your seer in a place called the Wheel of Boz. Automatons like silver created in many different shapes to please their owners. No two alike, all handcrafted and unique. Only a few survivors were known to the machine minds of Baz. And those went for sale to the highest bidder. It seems likely that Sylph started her life as one of these abandoned constructs, having somehow retained her consciousness despite supposed deactivation. For good or ill, she is now her own person, and from the sound of her inner workings, one with an expiration date. Who are you? I am Sylph. I am at your service. Very well. I need her to give me this so I can utilize it on myself. Get 3 back because we're going to need that 3. Alright, talk to this dude. Let me through. Probably not. You got business with the Numenera? Yes. I don't know you, friend. That means the Numenera don't know you either. And if she don't give the word, you don't pass this gate. You shy me? Who is Numenera? The boss lady of the Bloom. She's been in charge for about 10 years. Couldn't tell you what the title means, but there's always been a Numenera. What is the Bloom exactly? It's a monster, a stinking tumor the size of a city, full of veins and cysts and sacs that folk can crawl around inside. Sometimes they lead to maws. If you give them what they want to eat, they'll send you to another world, or not, if they decide to feed on you anyways, or instead. It's on the other side of the door. A road. It goes down the side of the cliff toward the bloom. Nobody gets by unless the boss lady gives word. I'm looking for a tall, beautiful lady with purple hair. Ain't we all? That lovesick Carker keeps asking me about his girlfriend, and I keep telling him the same thing. I ain't seen no purple-haired ladies. Truth is, if she did pass through here, she probably stopped at the inn. So if you want to find Miss Purple Hair, that's where I'd start. You tell me anything else, bud? Nobody crosses her, not even the council. All these poor plotters are scared of her, and that means they're scared of me too. Go work for Numenera, your son. That's what my dad told me. You'll never be anybody in this life if folk ain't scared of you. So you're from Sagas Cliffs. Born in Cliff's Edge, house where I grew up fell into the sea a couple years back thanks to the Stitcha. Made the black three bugger 'em with flaming pricks. Joined up with Molavira and served 5 years in the bloom. Gets in your head, bloom does, whispers to you, tells you to do things. Maybe. When the boss lady found out, she sent me out here. Farewell. Welcome to Tranquility's Rest. I am the proprietress, Tranquility. Are you looking for a place to ease? Or to your ease? As she speaks, a sense of delicious calm comes over you, and you find yourself wanting to agree with her. There's nothing you'd like better right now than the peace and solitude of a quiet room. You begin to wonder if the sense of peace that surrounds Tranquility has something to do with the way she speaks. Her voice is low and rich, and she appears to be modulating it in some way. The technique is subtle, but the effect is profound, calming you and making you feel sleepy. You're using your tone of voice to calm me. Is that something you learned? Very few people notice that. Well done. I am indeed manipulating my voice. When I opened this place, I wanted to make it the most relaxing hostel in the ninth world, and I worked to make every aspect of it soothing to even my voice. Another talent of mine has been helpful as well. I'm looking for a woman named Persia. She is said to be beautiful and has purple hair. Perhaps. Many people stay here. This woman might have been among them, but I don't remember her. I'm sorry. Forgive me for asking, but are you human? She'll ask melodiously. No need for apologies. Given my height, it is a natural question. I am indeed human, a human mutant, and fortunate to live in Sagas Cliffs where that is not a crime. There are very few places in this world where someone like me would even be allowed to clean a hostel, let alone own one. Very well. Alright. So, we have problems now. This place is small if you can't get through the gate. So. Oh, never mind. It does have an upper area. I am just dumb. Who are you? You're a merchant. I mean, I'm looking for like one specific dude. So it's not like I'm over here trying to look for like 17 different people. Merchant. Ooh, winged aircraft, and you are... Ooh, person I'm looking for. This scrawny old man practically rattles inside dull and dented armor that was clearly made for someone bigger than him. Nonetheless, his eyes burn with a bottomless fire and his smile, as fierce as genuine, flashes beneath his graying thicket of a beard. Another night, he bellows, clapping your shoulders with his gauntleted hand. You barely keep your feet, the man is stronger than he looks. Another hero in search of great adventure. You stand before the wandering knight. We're not even going to try in that word. What brings you to summon a mount? What is this, Lord of the fucking Rings? Jesus Christ, why were these names? A city. Your senses must have deserted you in the ascent. The heat has baked you in your armor. Do you not allow delirium to blind? Oh, do not allow delirium to blind you to your accomplishments. Good night. You have scaled the very heights of Mount Ethiodore. Jesus Christ. The tooth of the world beast. Adventure lies in every shadow below us. Every sparkle of light is a quest, ready for the taking. What brings you up here? Do you know? That I am not quite sure. My memory is not what it was. I recall kneeling before my family's armor in our estate some time ago. Perhaps I was weeping. I can't recall, and it doesn't matter. For then I hear a thunderous roar and beheld a great beast in the skies. I donned my armor and gave chase. Your armor looks slightly used. Yes, it has seen some use. My ancestor forged in the fires of Silver Cloud Mountain for her battle against the something hordes. The Zur hordes, or we're going to just call it Zur. This was the wound that killed her. He taps a much mended spot on the chest plate. In fact, many of my ancestors died in this armor. It served them well. Jesus Christ. What kind of beast was it? It defied description, and so I shall describe it to defy impossibility itself. 13 legs, 6 jaws, 1,000 eyes, a glitter with malice and a flame, scales the color of clouds. Alright, go on. The horrid beast leered down at me, promising destruction. I promised it death, and it fled across the sky. I followed, darting between the trees. And I don't recall much after that. I remember walking, having various adventures along the way, of course, but I cannot quite recall why I came here. Ah, of course, I must have had the frankly brilliant notion of scaling this lonely mountain to better spot the beast from afar. Alas, I've seen nothing so far. The beast sounds like a particular large cloud, and I'm pretty sure you ran into a tree. That's an amazing story, thank you. You are most welcome. It is good to share my tales with a fellow knight. Everyone else raises such peculiar doubts. So you're looking for a great adventure? Yes, but I feel I must speak plainly. Too many people have mistaken me for a common mercenary. I am not interested in entangling myself in local quarrels. I will not hunt a beast that cannot hunt me in return. And if I am to fight, it must be against a foe of such wickedness that the stars themselves would wink out rather than shine upon a world that could harbor such malevolent creatures. Oh, I can actually literally get them to fight. De-stitch it with me. Weird. I am looking for warriors who will help me fight a... whatever this thing is. Yes? What sort of beast is that then? Sounds like a fish. Fish can be fierce foes. I am not belittling your quest, but one must only step from the water, you see, and the creatures render harmless, except the venom, spitting spine lords of Gamahar. Of course, except those. Is a large floating creature with weapons at the end of its many tentacles. Sounds like a fish to me. A large floating one, but a fish nonetheless. Apologies, I will remain here. You misjudged it. It is a stain in the sky, a merciless monstrosity. Hate is the only song in its heart.
I'll remember that.
then we shall teach it a new one. This beast does indeed sound worthy of a grand adventure. I will hasten to the reef now, and observe our quarry from a distance. I'll see you there, my friend. Nice. Alright, well, that was that. Not a whole lot, unfortunately, was accomplished. We haven't gone to sleep yet, so that is about a good thing, actually. So there's that. Other than that, guys, I'm Mega. This has been Tides of Numenera. As I always say, if you liked the video, hit that like button down below. And other than that, my friends, you have a great evening. Bye-bye.